What's the worst announcement your school ever made? I was half asleep during history class when the intercom buzzed to life. Principal Garcia's voice sounded different, tense, almost shaky. Attention all students. We're implementing an immediate lockdown. This is not a drill. My teacher's face went pale. She rushed to lock the door, whispering, "Get away from the windows. Now." We huddled in the corner, my heart pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. Someone's phone buzzed with a news alert. Active shooter reported at nearby Harrison High. 5 minutes later, another announcement. The threat may be headed to our campus. Police are on their way. A girl beside me started crying silently. I texted my mom, "I love you," just in case. Through the classroom window, I spotted police cars flooding the parking lot. Officers with huge guns ran toward the building. "Check your phones," my teacher whispered, "but keep them silent." A text from my brother in another classroom. Someone said they saw a car that matches the description parked behind the cafeteria. My friend grabbed my arm so tight it hurt. "My sister works in the office," she whispered. "She says they're checking the security cameras and there's someone in a black hoodie walking around the music hall." The intercom crackled again. Principal Garcia, voice trembling. "Remain in lockdown. Police are searching the building." We sat in terrified silence for almost 2 hours. My legs cramped. The girl next to me had to pee so bad she was crying. Our teacher finally let her use the trash can behind her desk while we all looked away. Someone whispered they heard shouting from the hallway. Another kid swore he heard a gunshot, but I wasn't sure. My phone battery was at 12% from constantly refreshing news sites. "I heard the guy has a list of names," a boy behind me whispered. "People he's targeting." I thought about every mean comment I'd ever made, every person I might have hurt without realizing it. Would I be on someone's list? Finally, another announcement. The threat has been contained. Police will escort each classroom to the gymnasium. When the officers came to our door, one of them had a dog. They made us leave our backpacks and walk single file with our hands visible. The hallway felt endless. In the gym, rumors spread like wildfire. The shooter had been caught. No, it was a false alarm. No, they found weapons in a student's car. Parents were texting their kids conflicting information. Principal Garcia took the microphone, looking exhausted. Her blazer was wrinkled and her usual perfect hair was falling out of its bun. "Students, I need your complete attention." The gym went silent, except for some sniffling. Today's threat was called in by one of our own students. Gasps rippled through the crowd. "We've identified the student responsible. Mason Phillips, please come forward." A skinny freshman boy was escorted to the front by 2 officers. I recognized him. Always alone at lunch, constantly bullied by the football team. Last week, I saw them dump his lunch tray and nobody did anything. Not even me. Mason made a false report after finding a threatening note in his locker yesterday, Principal Garcia explained. Instead of bringing it to us, he panicked and called 911 today, claiming the threat was active. The officer stepped away, revealing Mason's tear-streaked face. His glasses were crooked and there was a bruise on his cheek I hadn't noticed before. "I didn't think anyone would believe me," he sobbed. "They said they'd hurt my sister if I told. They've been doing this for months." Principal Garcia looked confused. "What note, Mason? Who threatened you?" Mason pulled a crumpled paper from his pocket. As the principal read it, her face hardened. She showed it to the police officer beside her, whose expression turned deadly serious. "Everyone will remain seated," she said sharply, handing the note to the officer. She whispered something, and 3 more officers immediately left the gym. People around me started whispering. The girl next to me showed me her phone, a video someone had posted 2 days ago of Mason being shoved into a locker while people laughed. 10 minutes later, the officers returned, with Coach Brennan and 3 senior football players in handcuffs. The gym erupted. One of the players was crying. Another was yelling that Mason was lying. Coach Brennan just looked at the floor. They were led away, and we were sent home early. My mom hugged me so tight in the parking lot I could barely breathe. The real announcement came the next day over email. Our championship football team was disbanded. 6 students expelled, 3 adults fired. Turns out Coach Brennan had been covering up hazing that had crossed every line. Things that were criminal. Things that had been happening for years to dozens of kids. Mason Phillips didn't come back to school, but because of him, neither did the monsters who'd been protected for years.